Hi there and welcome to the Pure Energy Healing Academy and welcome to Mark Bayerski YouTube channel. This morning I wanted to share something very profound with all my friends out there, and that is the stories that I normally have that I share with you on a daily basis that have happened to me in my life, but this one is a little bit more raw, a little bit more personal today because it's more sensitive because it happened yesterday. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this is because, funnily enough, I've had at least 3 messages about my friends on Facebook and social media who have had to say goodbye to their animals this week and last week. So my story goes like this. This little lady came into our life about 15 years ago. Daisy is our little healer in the house. She's a little healer. She knows when we're in pain, and she's always been a good girl that way. She's very stubborn. She's a Leo, so there's no telling her what to do, which is good really in a way. Why should we tell them what to do? I kind of like the idea of when you have a pet, let them tell you what to do. Let them take you for a walk. Let them express themselves as they should. We so control our dogs, don't we, these days, and sit down, stand up, oh, it's a good dog. I like the idea of a friend of mine, Melanie, says, you know, I never tell my dog that. My dog does what my dog wants, and normally my dog's great. So I think, yeah, that's kind of like a really lovely way. Anyway, Daisy came into our life 15 years ago, and then she had, me and my wife and daughter went to America and left Daisy with a family, and the family had a schnauzer too, and their schnauzer was called Dennis, and he was an old boy. He was about 16. So last thing we thought is that they would be up to mischief, but they were as soon as we left. And Daisy had a litter of, well, believe it or not, when we took her for the scan, they said there's 3, and then 4 came, and then 5, and 6, and 7, and when 1 died, and then I woke it back up, it came alive again, and so we had 8 beautiful puppies, but 1 puppy in particular followed Susie around everywhere, and Susie accidentally stood on him, and we took him to the vet, and we were panicking, and then accidentally Susie again shut the French windows, and Dennis's head was in there as well. Oh my God, what have we? Because he was always by her feet, always. Anyway, it ended up that we gave all the puppies went to the home, and every time somebody looked at Dennis, and Susie says, "Oh, Dennis isn't, not quite, he's kind of a special boy, very different," and he was a runt of the litter. He was a much bigger dog than the rest, and. And every time we kept saying to another family who came, he's just a little bit, everybody wanted him, and then it was me that turned around and said, actually, I think we're going to keep Dennis. So, her little boy Dennis was with us for 13 years. And yesterday, after all the things that he'd gone through, which his back legs had gone, and we thought it was a disc hernia, but we realised it was far more than that. He was drinking lots of water and becoming very poorly, and we realised it was probably cancer. And so yesterday was a very challenging moment for us because we knew it was his time, and my beautiful wife said her goodbyes over the phone, over Skype, which thank the Lord for Skype, because he needed to go then and there, really. He was really tired and really exhausted and just wanted to go. So my wife said her goodbyes. We had a little cry, and I took him to the vets, and the vets was amazing. Natalia was beautiful, so kind and caring. She gave me a hug when I had a few tears, and we said our goodbyes. And the time is the time. You just know it. And it's always a hard thing, because it's almost like you're saying, this is up to you. You're leaving, the power to you to do what you think is right. But it isn't. You know deep in your heart when they're ready to go, if they're going through pain. So he went into the light, and I came home, and now we realise that everything changes now. It's not the same as it was, and that's one of the hardest things for any of us to cope with. We're so used to a routine, like a rabbit likes to go on its same run every day. And I woke up this morning and I said, "Hello, Daisy and Dennis," and then my heart sank because I realised there's only Daisy. Well, let me tell you about Daisy. Daisy is now 15, and She's lost her eyesight nearly and she can't hear and she's gone a little bit potty. She's really funny. She acts like a little baby every now and again but needs lots of rest and lots of cuddles. But she doesn't really know what's happening too much about Dennis. In fact, I don't think she even knows really. I've got to be honest because, you know, she's just in another little world, but she's happy. So if we step out of the picture of what we thought was what should have happened, I'll tell you something about Dennis. Dennis was frightened of flies. He was frightened of leaves blowing on the street. He was the most sensitive, beautiful soul in the world, and he picked up every emotion. He knew when Susie was down. He knew he got upset when a voice was raised in the house. He would panic, and he was so sensitive that actually looking at the whole situation now, if Daisy would have to go into the light, if Daisy would have gone into the light before Dennis, I don't think Dennis could have coped. Dennis loved his mum. He spent hours and hours licking her, cleaning her, and cuddling up to her. So in truth, there is always a bigger picture. Maybe that bigger picture is that Dennis chose our family and Susie Bayerski as his soulmate, as I believe they were, because Dennis just spent most of his life looking into my wife's eyes. And he knew that his time to go was probably before his mum. And I see that as a blessing. And what I look at today is the memories of every moment that he brought joy into our heart. He will never be forgotten. And I will smile more now and feel more happier and bring out them memories about the days we shared together. And I will not hold on to the suffering, because he would not want that of me or my wife. He would want us to remember him with laughter and fun for the legacy he left behind, which was the most loving member of our family. Absolutely, the most sensitive member of our family. And we will always love him with all our heart. Okay. Bye.